Well, it seems just about every day something in the news gets me to drop my jaw, and today is no different. Here it is. Reading mayor joins police chief in defending Pride arrest. Freedom of speech does not include the right to disrupt an organized event? Really? Oh my gosh. So folks, this is a little bit of an older piece of news from this past weekend. But if you haven't heard, there was a protester in Reading, Pennsylvania, who he was standing across from the street from a Pride event that was going on, and he was just yelling things across the street. But these were all Bible verses and basically drawing attention to the fact of what they were doing, biblically speaking, is sin. So I found another news article here from Yahoo News where it talks about the man arrested that was, he was citing a Bible verse in protest of the Pride event. And then the video evidence sinks the case. So here it is. The officer actually wrote in the complaint against this guy that he began to yell to the people at the event and then immediately approached him and told him that while he was free to stand at the side of the event, and hold his sign, he could not cross the street nor yell comments intended to disrupt the event. How many times have we actually even seen this happen where, there are two entities that are clashing with each other and they're yelling at each other, but nobody gets arrested? Watch this right here where he's warned not to say anything further, and look at how it goes down.
Looks like some more men just showed up to support us. This cop's going to give them a hard time.
To say you don't care. I don't. Guys, let them have their. This is public property. With respect. Oh, I'm respecting it. Let them have their event. You know who's cheering for us? The people that are in hell. So you do you, and I'm going to do me. This is public property. You. God is not. That's it. Grab this one, brother.
Now, look, folks, this is absolutely ridiculous. And the cop even said here that this gentleman was yelling derogatory comments to the people at the event. Now, that's his opinion, but nonetheless, we still need to look at the First Amendment. As far, last time I checked, the First Amendment is still in place, which covers freedom of speech in public. Now, here's the thing about it is that smartly, the Berks County District Attorney ended up dropping the entire case when looking at the video footage. And obviously, you just saw the video and how ridiculous this is. Berks County Commissioner Christian Lineback had told the Lancaster Patriot, the local paper, that he believed the arrest of Atkins was unlawful and could, quote, open the city of Reading and their police department to legal action. That's exactly right. And as far as I'm concerned, and again, this is my opinion, folks, there needs to be legal action against this. This starts to set a precedent because when this kind of stuff is allowed to go against the First Amendment of the United States, which covers freedom of speech, if you can't respect that, where does it end? Now, in the same way, if I have the freedom to go out and say, what I want to regarding biblical truths, that also means that I have to be accepting of the LGBTQ agenda, at least not accepting of what they believe in, but more so in the sense that they also have the freedom to say what they want about that. And as such, if you haven't seen this one, folks, this was hanging from the White House just the other day in light of June Pride Month. And again, I have issue with this. For the fact of the matter is, I don't know that you're necessarily supposed to put any other flag than the American flag in the middle. I could be wrong on that, and that's okay. I get that. But why do I bring all of this up? Because it can kind of seem like, okay, I'm a bigot or racist or whatever label you want to put on me. Why do I bring this up? And it just comes right down to what does the Bible say? And It's more along the lines of that I am actually fearful, not just for the people, but for the country in general, because this is what God says. Now, this is from Romans 1:18 through 32, which I recommend that you read all of that passage, but I'm just going to cite certain verses here. The wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him. But their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools. Therefore, God gave them over. This is the important part. God gave them over in their sinful desires of their hearts to sexual impurity for their degrading of their bodies with one another. Because of this, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural sexual relations with unnatural ones in the same way. The men also abandoned natural relations. Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in themselves the due penalty. They became filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. Although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death, they not only continue to do these very things, but also approve of those who practice them, such as the mayor that I just showed you here. Folks, the reason why I bring all of this up, it's simply for the fact of I actually do love the United States. I love what it stands for. I mean, no other country in the world that I know of, at least, was really founded on those basic principles of freedoms, God-given freedoms, no less. But what I'm so concerned about is the fact that as time goes by, and especially we started seeing this, look, it started probably back with 9/11 and the whole Patriot Act, is that, we give away these freedoms just thinking, okay, well, we'll just give a little of this for our own safety. But the fact of the matter is you never get that freedom back. And that's really the trap. I mean, it's the question of where does this actually go? This is why we start looking at things like the social credit system that's in China. How easily would that come to the United States? If you think it's not going to come, well, I got some news for you. It's coming. And at this stage, really, the only thing that is really just kind of stopping it from going down that road is the fact that people don't really have a, quote, digital ID just yet. Again, this is all biblically sound. It's going to come, and there's no way that we're going to stop it. But that's why people like me and others that are out there, we're trying to get the word out to all of you who really you don't understand or you're not saved. You're like, oh, you're kind of on the fence. Look, folks, there is no more time. There's no more room to be on the fence. And that's why I'm here. That's why I do this channel, because I'm trying to reach out to all of you folks. Look, this is what the Bible says. And Jesus is coming for his church very soon. I don't know when the day is, hopefully sooner than later. But the fact of the matter is that ark is coming, and I really just want all of you to be on that page. What I'm really concerned about, folks, is exactly what's in this Bible verse right here, is because, look, God makes it very clear, God's wrath is real. And I don't see God as being compromising. I think a lot of people, you go through life saying, you know what? God will just give me a pass because he'll understand. Well, I'm not so sure. And the fact of the matter is, are you willing to bet your eternity on that sentiment? I know I'm not. Folks, that's my word of the day. I think as we get closer to the time when Jesus comes for his church, look, this stuff is going to accelerate even more, but this is why I personally am always trying to press into God, press into the Bible and read. This is why I'm trying to encourage you to just read the Bible on your own. Don't always just take my word for it. I want you to get it to sink within you, and that's why we all need to have prayer time and Bible time and et cetera, et cetera. Don't just take my word for it. Folks, thank you so much for giving me this platform here. I've got some huge news. by the end of the week. I'm hoping to at least release it by the end of the week. But until then, folks, thanks again, and I hope to see you guys next time.